Today, with me and my little dog, I want to do a short reading and commentary on one of my favorite authors, Rumi, in a poem by him, translated by Coleman Barks, The Force of Friendship. A sea cow, a dugong finds a special pearl and brings it up on land at night. By the light it gives off, the dugong can graze on hyacinths and lilies. The excrement of the dugong is precious ambergris because it eats such beauty. Anyone who feeds on majesty becomes eloquent. The bee, from mystic inspiration, fills its room with honey. So the dugong has found this jewel within, and it's this special pearl. So the dugong gazes at night in the pearl glow. Presently a merchant comes up and drops black loam over the pearl, then hides behind a tree. The dugong surges about the meadow like a blind bull. 20 times it rushes at nothing, passing where the pearl is. So Satan couldn't see the spirit center inside Adam. God says, "Descend," and a huge pearl from Eden gets buried under dirt. The merchant knows, but the dugong doesn't. Every clay pile with a pearl inside loves to be near any other clay pile with a pearl inside. So those that are of the spirit love to be near each other because those pearls inside attract each other. But those without pearls cannot stand to be near the hidden companionship. It makes them sick. Those that haven't yet cultivated that, they don't want to hear Dharma. They don't want to hear, which means truth, expounded. They don't want to hear sermon. They don't want to feel holy companionship around them. It makes them sick. And so as you cultivate this part of yourself, you will turn people away. And people will feel uncomfortable because that light the dugong has, that special pearl that attracts some, could be too strong for others, and they might slander you and say bad things about you and push you away. Remember the mouse on the riverbank? There's a love string stretching into the water, hoping for a frog. Suddenly a raven grips the mouse and flies off. The frog, too, from the river bottom, with one foot tangled in an invisible string, follows, suspended in the air. Amazed faces ask, "When did a raven ever go underwater and catch a frog?" The frog answers, "This is the force of friendship. What draws friends together does not conform to the laws of nature. Form doesn't know about spiritual closeness. So there is a moving behind form that draws us into those we need to be with." And Rumi says in another poem, God moves our bird cages here and there, and there's no way to try and figure it out. Why beings, even not only are humans in your life for a reason, your pets come into your life for a reason. Your plants come into your life for a reason. None of it's by mistake, even what you think is by mistake. If a grain of barley approaches a grain of wheat, an ant must be carrying it. A black ant on black felt. You can't see it, but if grains go toward each other, it's there. Oh, that's this poem where he says that. A hand shifts our bird cages around. Some are brought closer, some move apart. Don't try to reason it out. Be conscious of who draws you and who not. So you don't have to intellectually reason and feel bad, be justify, I'm pushing away from them because they did this or this. It's over time, God moves us in and out of lives and social structures and formats and groups and clubs because we're working our role in the universe. It's moving this entity that I think I am from place to place where I best need to be, and it moves me in the dance with others. So you might be really close to someone for a year, and not that your friendship ends, but the next year maybe for some reason you drift apart more, and don't try to reason it out. This invisible hand of God is moving these things. This all-knowing, all-intelligent hand is moving it around. And there's some people that won't draw you, and doesn't mean they're bad. You don't have any work to do together. Your paths don't cross, and that's okay. Or they cross and then they don't anymore. Gabriel was always there with Jesus, lifting him above the dark blue vault, the night fortress world, just as the raven of longing carries the flying frog. So let your longing carry you beyond the dualities of this world into that deeper space. And I like how he says Gabriel was always there with Jesus, because apparently Rumi knew that. Oh, don't mind my cute little pup. But because there is always spiritual beings that are with us on our journey. There's always spiritual beings around me, surrounding me this very moment. Which one specifically, I'm not sure, but they are with me, and you can call upon them. And like, as you read a Rumi text, Rumi may be with you in that moment. Like, they have to keep their distance due to our own karmic tendencies and what we have to learn, so they might not just shower us with bliss, but like, they are there watching and guiding us. So that spiritual dimension is very, very real, and you don't need to acknowledge it on your spiritual path, but it is a method. It is a method, and it can be very beneficial, and it most certainly is to me. This poem, The Force of Friendship by Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks.